Hey guys, I would like to welcome you and thank you for tuning in into the podcast Chop It Up 116. My name is Carlos. As everybody knows me, I'm Cachis. It is a nickname that was birthed or was given since I was a baby. Apparently, when I was a kid, I had massive big cheeks, and one of my cousins, baby cousins, couldn't really mention it the right way, and she pretty much butchered it into Cachis, and now that's been stuck with me since I was a kid. I have no problem people calling me that, but my name it is Carlos. My nickname is Scotchy. So you might see or you might hear people on the podcast call me by that. It's not offensive to me. It's nothing offensive. Once again, it was the nickname given to me. If you know you are Hispanic, it is something we do as a culture since you're a baby. So this podcast pretty much is going to be about conversations between believers about things that we have struggled with, things that we have gone through to get to where we at right now. And the reason why we do this is because the Bible is clear about sharing and testifying about the things that He has done for us. So mainly what we're doing in this podcast is to share one another's testimonies to certain struggles, to benefit and bless others that might be going through the same struggles that those those people were going through at that time. So you can kind of get an idea, or get certain messages, get certain verses from the Bible that can help you go through whatever it is that you're going through, so you can see that you're not alone, that you're not the only one that is going through these things, that you're not the first one either. So this is why we do this. Also, chop it up. It is a slang word for catching up, or kind of uh, just sit around and have a good conversation. This is a slang word for good conversation, catching up, joke around all together at once. So this is why I call it chop it up. And this 116, it is Romans 116, for I'm not ashamed of the gospel, for it is alone the power to bring salvation to the Jews first and then the Gentiles. So we have conversations with laughter and in great time, and maybe some might be kind of sad, but after all, it is because we're not ashamed of the gospel. We're sharing the things that happened to us, the things that we went through. We're gonna be having pastors, youth pastors, worship leaders, worship people, construction workers, police people, police officers, I'm sorry, people of different officials, people different with different titles, not just people that have lived in church their whole life. There might be people that work in a church right now, but they had the struggle, they have their life before they got to wherever they are. You might never picture a pastor, maybe, I don't know, doing drugs or getting into fights before he became a pastor, because you know him now as the new man. But before that, there's a story behind it. And that's what we're trying to get out in this podcast, to help you out, because you might be the future pastor of a church. You never know it, because I can guarantee you that there's certain people that are pastors now, that or worship leaders or youth pastors that never thought they were going to be where they are right now, based on the living of the life that they were living at that time. So this is what this podcast is all about: to have a good time, to show people as well that Christians, we're not just all boring and party poopers and things like that. That we like to be bitter and not have fun. Of course not. We all know it. People tend to think like that, but we are not. We are not. So this is another thing that we want to show in this podcast. We like to have fun. We like to, like I said, chop it up. We like to just crack jokes between one another and things like that. Um, so this is what this podcast is about, and is for, to bless one another, to share testimonies, and to not be ashamed of what we've gone through, what we believe, and who we believe more than anything. I do have Instagram, which is at chopitup116, TikTok, chopitup116, of course YouTube, which is at chopitup116, and Spotify, which is chopitup116. Listen to it, follow it. I'm not gonna cry. You're not gonna hurt my feelings if you don't give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, it's fine. Also, I have an email, which is chopitup116@gmail.com. If you have any testimonies from this, if you have anything to compare, to share, or anything to just feedback, anything, if you have complaints, you can send me that as well. If you have any references, if you like to maybe see somebody again on the show, see somebody that you would think would be perfect for interview, or you just want to see them in here, send it. Send me a comment on Instagram, whatever it is. Like I said, this channel is not to gain popularity, not to gain a reputation in the world. This is just to share the gospel, to share each and other's testimonies, to share what God has gotten out of us. So, guys, I love you. Thank you so much once again for tuning in to Chop It Up 116. This is the intro, and I do hope and I declare in Jesus' name that this will benefit and bless many of you out there. If it doesn't benefit you, if it doesn't bless you, but you might not know somebody, send it to them, share it with them. Not because I want to get popular, not because I want people to get to know me, but because I want people to get to know Jesus and to know that they're not alone, to know that they're not the only ones that have gone through this or through certain situations that they're going through. It is to help and bless people once again. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope this can help you with your walk with Christ on a daily basis. God bless.